There you go. We are live.
My question: how to position your hands, cutting the length off the back?
Are you talking about cutting the length on the bottom
Yeah, the bottom, like
or
this
at
part,
90 degrees?
cutting the length 90 degrees.
Oh, at 90
90
degrees.
degrees, yeah.
I
Because
see what you're saying.
if I just cut it, I can just cut it like this, the length, right?
So, but yeah, that would be cutting the length on the bottom.
length, yeah.
That would not create the layering. Are you talking
Yeah, no,
about?
no, I'm not talking about that. But if I was to cut it like this,
Uh-huh.
and how would I position?
So there you go. You don't want to do that part because
Not like this,
okay,
right?
you want to do palm to palm.
So what's
That way. Okay,
This
so
way?
here. Let me show
Feels
you.
uncomfortable.
There you go. It feels uncomfortable, but it's the
Yeah.
proper way to do it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you might feel uncomfortable now, but as you get it, you won't feel uncomfortable. So let me just get my scissors. So let me show you. So if you are talking about,
Okay, I'm talking about both length and 90 degrees. Yeah.
so if I'm cutting the length here, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to cut this way because I don't want to. Can you see?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't want to turn my wrist because I have to bend my wrist here.
Yeah.
And I'm cutting awkward. A lot of people, when they hold like this, it's even worse.
Yeah.
You see the pressure they are
Oh, yeah.
creating? So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to turn your hand in this way.
Okay.
So you see now my wrist is straight
You're right. Yep.
versus this. This is what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do this. You do this.
Okay.
See, my wrist is straight,
Yep.
but I can cut this. All right?
Okay.
Especially if you do not keep your thumb inside, which I don't.
Right.
It's even easier.
Okay.
Because my thumb. And the second one was, how do you, if you're over there, how do you do palm to palm? It's here. So let's say I have a section, I comb it straight out. It's right here.
Now, so my other question is, like when I do that,
Uh-huh.
is that a good technique? Because my shoulder, like when I was doing it.
So this is one technique that is a good technique that is used, but I don't use it a lot because of the fact that I have to keep my shoulder up a lot.
Right.
So the area that I usually do that technique would be area right here, from the bottom of the ear or middle of the ear, and this area, right? Or you can say under occipital bone
Yeah.
is usually where I'll use palm to palm because it's easier to grab the hair and hold the section here
Right.
versus over knuckles.
Yeah.
I may do knuckles up here, but here it's easier to use palm to palm.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very good. Any other questions now from you or from the audience? I'm here to answer any questions that you guys might have on anything that MC Barber does on YouTube, whether it's Y segments or any of my videos. You have anybody?
Let's see any questions. No questions yet. How do I get the question to pop up again?
So to have the questions pop up, I think you just hold this. No. Okay, there you
I
go.
just hold it right there.
So right here you have thank you, good night. Nice to see women's haircut. Nice. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Nice to see.
So I have one question.
Go ahead.
So every time, I don't know, maybe like my scissor is not that right. The
Okay.
cleaning scissor, like the texture scissor.
Uh-huh.
Every time I cut the hair with that scissor, after a while it's more like the brittle kind of hair, like the small parts, those kind of coming out. So what
Oh,
is
you
that?
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you get like these
Yeah,
flyaways?
yeah.
They're like you see these. Well, you don't cut a hair too short to the scalp. These are sticking out. You see these hairs? Can you see them? Can you see these hairs that are coming through? These small ones.
This is like this.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
All right. This is because it's cut too close to the scalp. So if you cut them longer, like this, so this on the long hair, it shouldn't be cut this close, I guess.
Okay.
Right?
So
On
that
the
is
hair like this, you shouldn't cut this close. But on the styles like mine, then this is fine because it's part of the style.
Okay, that's just a part of the style.
Yeah. But if even if it stands up,
Yeah.
but if the hair is this long, you shouldn't cut this short. You see all this fine? Can you see these fine hair on the hair, on the camera? So basically, this either is implanted or is thinned. And when it was thin, it was cut too close. So if the hair was this long and you wanted to create some texture, you don't want to start from here, because then you'll get these. You probably want to start somewhere from like here, so the hair will fall. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you ever create guidelines to fade? To Sean Jones.
Do I create guidelines?
Do you ever
to
create
fade?
guidelines to fade?
I honestly don't understand the
So
question.
basically, like they're saying, like let's say you do a 0,
Okay.
then the next you do like a 1 open,
Okay.
or go open,
Okay.
then 1.5,
Okay.
then 2. So, and you don't blend
Those
them
are
out yet.
considered-
Those are considered guidelines. Yeah.
So okay then, yes. But then
Okay.
if you, I mean, the reason I'm confused at the question is I'm assuming the gentleman watches my channel, so he can actually see that the way I fade. So he can see in my fading system whether I do or not. It's to be honest, I don't know how to answer it. And there is nothing wrong to say I don't know.
Well, no, I mean I've been watching, so you don't really create you don't really create those guidelines, those panels.
Oh,
You'll do 1.5 to bring
So,
on
yeah,
the boat.
basically, I
You'll,
do
then
one-
you do the open. I mean
my skin fade. I start
skin
my
fade.
yes.
Then you do a half. Then you just blend that half into that 1.5.
So to my fading, right? Yeah, I think fading is the most simple thing, right? Even if I was doing this gentleman, if my client was like this and he wanted a fade, right? Let's say he wanted a fade, okay. I would actually use my 1.5 and remove all of this hair,
Yeah.
right? And I would create the foundation for my hairstyle and the foundation for my fade. Then I would do my, let's say he wants skin like this.
Yeah.
If I do razor, I'll do razor. If I do my edges, I'll just do my edges, and I start my fade, right?
Yeah.
Or strike the first line or guideline or whatever you want to call it, right? And then all I have to do is remove that line that is between 1.5 and 0.
0.
And usually I can remove that with on the wall with a half guard and no guard, just with the lever opening and closing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been coming here for a month now. You've seen me so many times. So I don't necessarily have to use, like, even though it's 1.5, I don't necessarily use 1, then half,
Right.
then no guard. I just can usually go with just a half a guard and use my wrist and just kind of remove that line. I hope that answers that question, to be honest.
Does that answer your question to Sean Jones? He says he never misses a video.
Okay, so basically that's I know a lot of barbers, and I'm not against it, and I'm not saying negative. First, I want to say I never say negative things about anybody that's out there doing anything, right? I mean that they're trying, you know,
Right.
Especially if their work comes out good, right? So if your style is to fade, let's say 3, 2, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're doing all those guidelines as you would call them, right? If that works for you, that's fine though. I think that's quite fine, right? But my style is different. I think it makes my work faster, allows me to do a haircut in every 20 minutes and get excellent results. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hope that answers the question. MC Barber scissors, anybody tried them yet? They are convex edge, Japanese steel, molybdenum alloy. These scissors I have used since August, and they are 6.5 inch with a crane handle. I use them since August, and honestly, they are still very sharp. Usually, with this period of time, the scissors tend to start getting dull and need sharpening. These are holding the edge very good. For example, techniques like this, you cannot really do once the scissors start getting dull. But watch this one. See that? See that nice layer? Can I see that again, camera guy?
Yes.
All right. So we'll take a section here, right? We'll cut behind the fingers. This will give me like a texture result, right? Watch. If you look at, let's see if we can grab the same section. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you get that type of finish versus cutting versus this finish. Is that?
Yep.
Any more questions?
Let's see. Somebody just asked, how much do you charge for a haircut?
So the haircut without shampoo is 28. The haircut with the shampoo is 43.
That's it so far.
No questions. Okay, good. Pretty simple. How about you guys? Any questions from you?
To cross check the length if you're cutting at 90 degrees.
So basically, if you cut like
Like
this,
that, yeah.
if I was to cut the hair like this, and the whole thing was cut like this, so now to cross check, basically you cross check this way, right here. Yes.
Yes.
So basically, if you're cutting vertically, you cross check horizontally.
Salam MC. Sometimes I cut the hair of my siblings and one of them is starting to go bald in the front. Is there a way to cut the hair so it won't show as much?
If he's going bald on the front, how do you cut the hair?
What?
Well,
It's
is
starting to go bald in the front. Is there a way to cut the hair?
Is his hair straight or is it like coarse? What kind of hair does he have?
What's the texture of the hair?
So basically, let's look at me though. So if he has a straight hair like mine, look, I have a receding hairline, right? So I honestly don't care too much about it, but if I was like I have clients that do. You start over directing from this point this way, right? Mm-hmm. So you keep this part shorter, but you over direct this part where the hair is receding, right? So when you push this, when you let it back down, it reaches the same level, right? So if a person keeps a style kind of down, it kind of covers it, right?
He says more on the straight side.
On the straight side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically like mine. So that will answer your question. Basically, just over direct in this area, so when it falls down, it reaches further. If that's how he styles his hair. So I mean, it depends on the style, though. It's a lot more than just one thing. You know, it's not just cut. Depends on the style he wants and so on.
So if a client comes in the shop and they have the straight hair like this, they want scissor cut all the way around, how would you start it?
There is different ways to start. Like, let's say this guy, but let me be practical, okay? I want to be, on this question, I want to give you a practical answer. Things that happen every day.
Right, yeah, that's from, yeah.
Right? Not things that everybody teaches but nobody does. Okay, so and I'm not criticizing anyone. Listen, there's so much negativity in the media today. I don't want to be one of those guys, okay?
Yeah.
I simply don't want to be that guy that is negative. So this is what everybody teaches. And even me, you have videos where I teach this, you see? Mm-hmm. So I will start like this. and I'll pick another section, and I'll comb it, and I'll find my guide, and I'll cut it, and I'll take another section. But the thing is, I never do this on a real, like on the clients.
Right.
For a couple of reasons. One, it takes too long to go all the way to the end, right? And two, it keeps my shoulder up. So it also, hurts my shoulder. So it's common. I mean, in salons, barbershops, everywhere, that this type of work is done like this. So you grab it here, you cut, then you grab another section, you comb it straight out, you see your guide, you cut, right? You can also comb it down, pick up where you left off, and then you comb, and you keep combing. But the point is here that common mistake that a lot of people do on this one, they'll grab a section here, right? And they will cut it, and then the next section will be all the way over here, and they will cut it, but they just keep all this here. So it's uneven. So even though we do it this way, right? Mm-hmm. You should try to pick up right where you left off. So if here, you see, I left off right there.
Yeah.
Even if when I grab and I scoop right there, and I stay there. So, and the next one right next to it, and try to stay as close as possible. But this one allows you to move faster. See?
Yeah, that's a lot faster.
It's a lot faster though. Yeah. This is a reality. This is what everyone does, even though we teach this way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then, once that is done, right?
Yeah.
You can always check your work. You comb it out, see it's uneven.
Yeah.
Fix it. If the hair is not as long as this, which usually is not on the guys here, right? We always cross-check it with a scissor over comb. We just look at and just go like this.
Oh.
And there you go. This is common in barbershops and salons. I know this for a fact, even though people that teach this, and I teach it myself, right here. And we follow those sections. But we do this when we teach classes. It's easier to explain. It's easier to follow the guide.
Somebody said, when would there be an MC Barber action figure sold on your website?
See?
Yeah.
So it's all right, guys. So if you guys tell everybody to subscribe to my channel, I'm gonna show you a technique that I usually don't show. Usually I don't show you techniques, but today I feel generous. I'm gonna actually show you a technique. It's a technique that I worked with you last night, right? So a lot of guys have a problem, right? Grabbing a clean section.
Oh yeah.
Right? And ends up like this. You see that? You see, that's not clean section. When you want to cut, this is not clean. You see that some hairs are going down. Some. You want this to be clean. Right? So a lot of people, what you need to do, if you have all these lines down, right? People tend to grab like an angle, or they don't pay attention. Scooping, right? Going straight inside between the lines. Scooping as one, grabbing a clean section, right? And then when they have that, they put the fingers here, and then they go like this, and they stop where they want, and then they cut. But you see, even I have a clean, nice section, it's not clean where it needs to be cut. You see that? You see how it's kind of like dirty?
Yep.
So what I'm trying to show you now is watch. When you want to, let's say this is a section I want to cut, I put my fingers right behind the comb. See that? Mm-hmm. And I keep combing. And let's say I want to cut right here, right? Yeah. I'm just going to take my comb now out, and I'm going to keep my fingers. You see how the section is clean now for a cut? Can you see it?
Yep.
Now I can cut it clean. So basically what you do, you put your comb in the clean section, then you put your fingers right behind the comb, and then you pull together comb and fingers. Once you want your fingers to stop, you stop your fingers, but you don't take your comb out. You take your comb out this way, so that the section stays clean. You see how clean that section is?
Yeah.
Now I can cut it and I'll have a clean cut. You see that? Versus people doing this. You see?
Yeah, that's what I was doing yesterday.
Yeah, you see how it's done?
Yeah.
And then if you clean it, you have up and down. And it's a lot of, it depends how severe it's unclean. It's like it goes up and down. And so when you do it, you put your fingers right behind the comb. And then comb, comb, comb. When you stop, but you continue with a comb. And you get a nice clean.
Yeah. How do your razors compare to, let's say, the Astra cartridge razor? And when doing a face shave, do you use the 14 points shaving method?
So that's an easy one to answer. I never do face shave. All right. So yes, I cannot answer that one because I don't do the 14 stroke or whatever it is. I don't shave face. Okay. Second,
Astra cartridge?
Yeah,
razor?
those are. I don't use them. I use Derbies. My barber uses them. They are all the same. Derby, Dorco, Premium, not Premium, Astros. They're all the same. Some of them are good. Some of them are not good. The only ones that are really good, it's Tondale, but they are very expensive and they only fit to their own razors.
Hi from Australia, watching.
Hi, Australia.
Thanks, MC. Need to get back to work. Just wanted to check in on you.
Thank you so much. So guys, I showed you that video. You saw how detailed my techniques are. I show everything in detail. My students here can attest to that. I'm gonna work after New Year on actually making video on every single of one of my techniques. All my scissor techniques, razor techniques, blow drying, styling, clipper techniques. So make sure subscribe to my channel, check my website for education, and wait for my videos and my book that's gonna come out on my system.
Somebody asked, what cut do you hate doing the most? Sean Jones is asking that.
What cut?
You hate doing the most?
The ones that I did yesterday. It was slow, it was snowing, we had no clients. Those are the ones I hate. Otherwise, there is no haircut that I hate. I love being busy. I don't care what it is. As long as I work, I'm happy.
Rajan, do you mean website? Say your website.
My website, mcbarber.com, is my website. On my website, you can buy my scissors. You can buy Tondeo razor that we have here. This is the razor that was used by rufflers. This particular razor has been used for the last 40 years, and it's an ideal razor for barbers. Barber techniques like sculpting and pretty much all the barber techniques that I do. This is the razor that I do. It's just a different handle. It's a red handle, the one I have. The blades come like this. A pack is anywhere between 12 and 15 bucks, depends where you get them online. I think we sell them for 12 bucks. And it comes 20 blades. Basically, they are like this. Like, can you see on the picture? You break them on half. Can you see there? You break them on half and you get 20 blades. That's actually one thing that's better than a feather, because feather you just get 1 for 1. Here, you basically the razor you get 2 for 1. You break them on half.
Deshaun, he's saying the website doesn't let me order stuff using his phone.
It doesn't. Huh. Well, it's a new website, so I will check with my brother what's going on. But we'll see. I mean, you should allow him to order.
Jeff says, do you have shipping to Australia?
Jeff, we just shipped to Ireland. I know that the other day, but Australia, I'm not sure. That's I'll check with my brother, honestly. So, is there a way that he can contact? I will check on that with my brother. Really, he's the one who does all the shipping and stuff like that.
Brandon asking, any thoughts on the? I'm assuming he means the Dork. He said the Dorco Prime is way smoother than Derby. You can shave dry shave. Dorco. And then he's saying, any thoughts on the Dorco razors from I don't know if he means Dorco or he has Dovo razors from Germany.
Dovo is it's a good
Dovo.
company. No, he means Dovo. Yeah, that's a company. Dovo is good, but it's honestly, I think Tondeo is way better than them. So the thing with these is with Dovo and Dorco, Dovo and Tondeo, they are basically both made in the same place in Germany, in different companies obviously, but same town city. It's called Solingen. Solingen. I'm not sure how properly they pronounce it. But it says right on it here, it's made in Solingen, or how you. So when it comes to these, right? You want to look at here? This is a Tondeo sifter style. It comes with a pack of blades.
Joseph said, just want to say thank you for your videos. Are really helping me. I'm currently in barber school.
Listen, I know that my videos are actually and out of my experience, right? Out of my experience when I travel, I noticed that a lot of my students, a lot of my subscribers are actually students in schools. So that's why I started these Y segments and things that we take for granted, things that we think everybody knows, they don't necessarily. So that's why I'm doing all this, breaking down everything and doing like bit by bit, piece by piece, so that the new people who are getting into industry and who are learning now, that they actually learn properly and don't spend thousands of dollars on things that they eventually gonna replace and get different things, right? So if you like my work, I'm working on all of my tools. Why do I use certain tool from price point of view and the practicality point of view? Okay, so between Dovo and other Raise, Tondeo, Dovo, and others, this is the blade holder, right? This is where you put a blade, and then you slide it in. It is very important that when you put a blade, this one doesn't have a blade, but when you put a blade, that the hair cannot get between the plastic here and the blade, because if it does, then it doesn't cut even. When you cut, it skips because the hair is blocking the blade, right? And the Tondeo makes them the best of all these razors. You have different ones. You have a Mustang. You have Dovo. Yeah, I mean different ones. But Tondeo is actually my choice on these. I mean, I could easily get Dovo or other ones, but there is a reason that even old barbers for decades chose Tondeo over them.
Would MC let me interview him for my vlog?
Who are you?
Sean Jones.
Of course, MC is, if it's going to benefit barbers, MC is down to it.
Where you from, Deshaun? I think you just answered that. What the Tornado and Dovo razors look exactly the same. What's
Yep.
the difference?
I just told you.
Yeah, yeah.
Tondeo is better than Dovo. We have a Dovo. It's over there. The handle is not the same. It's not as good as this one. The blade holder is definitely not as good as this one. And that's why it's cheaper. And as for his log, yeah, if it's for barbers, yes, I will do it. You know,
He's in Raleigh, North Carolina, but I'm coming to CT Barber Expo.
very nice. I was supposed to teach class there in September, but got derailed. I went to Montenegro.
VC says salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Joseph, the one that's in barber school, he also said, you've basically been teaching me everything I know through YouTube. You're truly an inspiration.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure. I hope you become a very successful barber.
What's up, Chris Basio?
Chris Basio, peace.
Congrats on the academy.
Thank you so much, my friend. Congrats on your products. I saw the things that you are doing. Very good, man. Peace. Very good stuff.
So do the tornado blades?
We're gonna
fit
hold on.
Dovo?
Ask Chris Basio. When are we gonna do more challenges, my friend?
Chris said, "Thanks, brother." Hey, Chris, he said, "When are you gonna do some more challenge?" You said challenges.
Challenges, yes. I need to see you do a pompadour, slick pompadour, my friend. I never challenged you to repay you for that challenge you gave me to do color.
Chris said, "I'm down, man. Let's do it."
We gotta do it together sometimes. We gotta get together and do one together.
Love from the UK, clean cut barbers. I love to work with you.
Thank you, my friend. Any more?
Nope.
You guys, take advantage.
See any questions that they may want to ask?
So guys, let me just remind you that in March, I will be holding 4 days boot camp. It will be first day, it will be all scissor techniques. It will be on how to properly hold scissors, how to execute all the techniques that I do with scissors properly in detail. Second day will be all razor work, how to properly operate with a razor, how to execute the techniques that I do with a razor. Third day will be fading, and fourth day will be the most difficult day, styling, blow drying and styling.
He's correct about that.
All right.
Deshaun Jones wants to know, how did you get your cut time down?
Easy. I do haircuts every 20 minutes, so you've seen that, right?
Yeah.
You see it every day you come. I think my system itself is really very efficient system as one. But also I think being a competitor made me fast in what I do and precise. When you compete, you are limited with time, but you cannot sacrifice the quality. So what I notice on other barbers in general, they repeat themselves too many times unnecessary. So if I cut this hair, if I take this panel and I went with clippers once, I might go twice, 3 times, and I'm done. There is no need to go there like 10 times, I mean, the clipper cuts it first time. You can go second time, third time just to make sure if there is like small hair sticking out, right? But you don't need to be there 15 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
And that's actually the problem with majority of barbers. Second, I see what the problem the barbers make is, especially my barbers, the ones that work for me that I train, right? If I section the hair here, right? And I cut this part, right? Or here, let's say if it's not sectioned, if all this is coming down and it's not sectioned, right? And I cut it with the clippers to here. What I see from barbers, they start cutting with scissors what was already cut with the clippers. You don't do that. You don't cut with scissors what's cut with clippers. You continue with scissors where clippers left off. Do we have a mannequin that's short over there? I just want to see do we have a mannequin that's already cut? I just want to show this because this is very important. That's where the time goes.
Yeah.
That's where majority of the time is wasted. If you cut this with the clippers. If it's not there, there is one downstairs in the basement. There is a bunch of them. Whatever you cut with clippers, don't touch with scissors. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you cut with clippers, don't touch with scissors. End of the story. That's where the time is wasted. So I want to show you something here. Oh, I hate all this shit. So if I take this guy, right, and I want to show you this. This is important for Sean Jones.
Deshaun.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah. So watch this though. If I was to take my clips and I cut this. The hair is so white, so you probably can't see. But watch, I cut everything to this point. This is where I stop cutting with a scissor, right there, right? With a clipper. A lot of barbers tend to start down here, but the line is up here, so they create another line. No, start from this point where you left and continue. Right? You start where you left. So my clippers already cut this to here. With the scissors, I continue from here and up. The problem is when you create another line here, now you gotta fix this before you get to this point. That's a common mistake on majority of the barbers. They cut everything to here with the clippers, but then with scissors they start here and then create. You see, I created a line here, so now I gotta fix this before I get to this part, and it's never gonna look as good as it was before.
Right. Makes sense.
This is, I know for a fact this, I've seen it with my own eyes over and over and over. So that's why I don't touch with scissors what I have touched with clippers. That's my rule. What I have cut with clippers, I will never touch with scissors. I mean, almost never. There could be an exception, but on 99.9% no. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, Chris Basio, man, your students at your academy are going to be blessed. Laugh out loud. Mountains are not. Hey, Chris, you right about that? This is some good stuff. Good stuff.
Chris, I need to come to Florida, man. I need to set up some type of workshop, seminars. Give me a reason to come to Florida.
Yeah, that's a good team right there. I watch your videos too, Chris Basio.
All right. Any more questions?
Deshaun said, "What's the cameraman's name?" Oh, I'm Rich.
Rich, the future barber.
Okay,
Yes.
Chris says, "Yes, bro. We can hold it at my studio, and I'll help promote it." He has a nice studio. Studio 45, I think. Chris.
Yes,
He just opened.
45. 45.
No. He just bought some space. He has a little studio he has
Yep.
now. I think it's called Studio 40. Yeah, he said yes. Yep, Studio 45.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Good job. Excellent. You're doing very good, man. So yeah, our school, our academy just actually opened. This is our first student. We are in Middletown, Connecticut. We are taking students now. So if you are in Connecticut and you want to enroll in barber school, come check us out.
Hey, Chris, and what you was talking about, the barber schools not teaching anything, man. I tell you, MC Barber Academy.
Well, I have a guy.
Practicals. Oh man.
I have a guy here who finished the school. He came here to learn how to do the basic things, literally. It's right there.
Chris said, "I already know."
We won't mention the school that he was going to. It wouldn't be fair. No, don't even. No.
Yeah,
Don't mention it. I
no.
won't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a local barber school that he went to, and literally the guy came here, doesn't know anything, and he finished the school. So yeah. Any more questions?
So basically, when you do the skull, right, on the top. So how many?
So my average haircut has 3 steps. Within those 3 steps, you have different steps, right? So let's say if I was to do this haircut, right?
Yeah.
Right here that you see, right? And this was long. So you have 3 steps. You can section the hair off, for example, if you want. So if you section this off, your first step, cutting the sides, right? So I create a foundation for my cut.
Yeah.
Remove the bulk, right, for this haircut. So that was my first step, right? In that first step, I have 3 steps. I gotta start my fade, right, and fade it, and that has 3 steps. And so you have in the first step, let's say I did 1.5 here. That was my first step. That created the foundation for my haircut, as well foundation for my fading, because now I fade from 0 to 1.5, right? When I do 1.5, and pardon this thing that I just made, but you see my 1.5 actually will go from 1.5 to very long, to maybe 4 or 5. On the straight hair is easy, and I do that freehand, right? And then I will start my 0, and I remove the line, right? So that's my first step, sides. Second step would be cutting the top. And third step is connecting the sides and the top. That's 3 steps. Within those 3 steps, the first step has 3 steps of its own. The fade.
Yeah.
And then you have a finishing, basically cleaning up and blow drying.
Okay.
It might sound a little confusing. I'm sorry, but if you check my haircuts, you will always see that 1.5 creates a foundation for my haircut, as well for my fade. Then I move to the top and I cut the top, and then I go and I blend the sides, connect the sides and the top. You will see that on almost every one of my haircuts. Does that make sense?
Now, if you did coarse hair, would you
Like African American
Yeah.
hair? Well, I'm not an expert, and I don't claim to be. But if it's a short haircut on a coarse hair, right? I always start from the top and just walk myself down. So I'll fade from top to down. Let's say if gentlemen had like a 3 down to a low fade, skin fade, I'll probably start with the top, and then I'll just go like 3, 2, 1.5. Basically the system they all do, because the hair kind of grows down. While straight hair, it's easy because it grows out. I find that Asian hair is the easiest to cut. Right? If everybody's scared of it, but personally, for me, this is the easiest hair to cut. Any other questions?
Let's see. Will you ever create your own hair pomade? That's from Deshaun Jones.
Maybe, but it's not on my list. On my list right now, guys, is to put out the tools that I used for the competition on the world level. Meaning the tools like brushes and combs and scissors and razors that you need for the world level, to compete at the highest level. Because those are also the tools that I use every single day. So look for those on my website. Right now we only have scissors. The razor we sell is a very good razor. It's not mine, it's a Tondeo razor, but it's an excellent razor, right? It's not the best. I wish it had a screw, but it is what it is. It doesn't have, it has only that what do you call that, pin, right?
Kevin Home said,
Instead of screw, I wish he had a screw here, but otherwise it's excellent razor. What did Kevin say?
Let me see. Okay, let's see. Kevin, yo, MC, this is Kev from Philly. Can't wait to get my Shears.
Oh yeah, Kevin Horns. Shout out to him. He called me yesterday. He's coming to my class in Connecticut in March. I have a four-day hands-on workshop. He also bought my scissors. I really appreciate that very much. Not only that you supporting me as a barber, but you honestly bought a good pair of scissors. We stand behind our scissors. I've been looking for a right scissor for a long time. I think for the money that you pay, you got your money worth. That's for sure. I stay behind these scissors.
Brandon says, "Hey MC, what do you think of the feather switchblade shears?"
I don't use feather. I don't know anything about them. So they might be good, they may not be. I'm not sure. But usually what comes out of Japan is good. So I know Feather is a Japanese brand. What comes from there is good stuff. My scissors are also made in Japan.
And Mel says, is clipper over comb or scissor over comb better on straight hair?
I think scissor over comb is more precise, to be honest, because the clippers are, the blade is bigger and the comb that you use is big comb. So it depends on the situation, I would say. So if you are removing a bulk of hair, most likely clipper over comb would be better. If you are doing finer work, right? I think scissor over comb might be better. But depends on the situation, if that makes any sense. Yeah. To me, it does. But
yeah, it does. That's it.
Anything else? Guys, I'd love to sit here and talk to you all night. I'm sure the students want to go home. You guys want to stay or you want to go? But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I am done this year with the competition. I'm not competing this year. That's why I'm doing all these videos instead of training. I'm going to spend more time on YouTube now. So please subscribe to my channel and feel free to ask any questions you want. Support my brand, MC Barber. I stand behind all of my tools that I sell, and I'm working hard to come up with my own manual on all the book, on all of my techniques, as well videos on all of them, and I'm trying very hard to come with all the tools that I use so you guys can get them as a kit, especially out there for schools, that people that are running schools. We will have kits that we can sell to you as a wholesale with all the tools that I use as a barber, and that you can sell to your own students. It is important that students and barbers today get proper tools at the very beginning, and they don't spend thousands of dollars as we all have. Especially today, I feel like clippers have become like phones, basically, like Galaxy and Samsung. Each year they have a new model of the same clipper, right? They remove one thing or change the color or add this, and just price goes like crazy, right? And that's why I'm doing this why segment. So my next video will be on why do I use Roll Magic and why I don't go for these other clippers, because it seems like they remove a cable from a particular clipper and literally add $100 price on that clipper, and it's not better than than it was before, or it's just cable less, but that's about it. So it is important that students learn from beginning that if you ask me, I think you should spend more money on education than on your tools. We all have like graveyard of tools. Like, look, right? I want to show you here. You see this? This is a graveyard, guys. And a lot of things I give to people. So I don't even have here all the things. Like usually when I stop using clippers, I just give them to others. But we have so many clippers that we don't even use. We just keep buying them, just like phones, like gadgets, It's totally unnecessary. It's better if you take that money and spend it on education, right? Than buying these clippers that will eventually just sit in your drawer and you keep replacing them. If that makes any sense. Yeah. To me, it does. All right, guys, do you have a question there?
No.
All right, guys, this is my new shop. I already did my whole shop. Let me just give you a tour. That's entrance, TV. This is my station. This week are coming new chairs.
You guys show the new TVs.
We got a new TVs. Yeah. This is Barberto Steady Hands. There you go. This is still mess. We are finishing up with our work back here, but we're almost done. But it looks beautiful from here. Guys, it was my pleasure talking to you. We've been talking for such a long time. Look for my videos. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep practicing.